only person that just doesn't care right now. I mean, no, I'm not, because I've been reading the comments from like the last couple of months of me talking about this, and I see that there are people who are super into this chapter. By the way, in the comment section below, if you're to only look at the Dragon Ball Super manga, what has been your personal favorite arc so far? You can say Granola if you've been enjoying this more than anything else, because I know some of you guys have, because it's a bit different, you know, and it's not basically the same stuff we've been seeing in the Dragon Ball Super series and just Dragon Ball in general for pretty much the entirety of the Dragon Ball series existing. But with me, I just cannot care. And I hate sitting down and every single month I sit down and I'm like, this is the month where I'm going to really be into it, and then I'm not being into it. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I just don't care about Granola. I don't care about gas. I don't care about the heaters, which is funny because heaters, it's all around warmth, gas, heaters, whatever. I don't care about that, you know. My big issue with the beginning of this arc was, you know, we started getting a lot of lore, which is cool. You know, we saw Bardock come back. I love Bardock's character. You know, some people aren't exactly the biggest fans of him basically becoming a good guy. That's how they're writing the character out to be. And I understand why. And I still feel like that doesn't make sense either, just because it's like, you've been trained to be a killer your entire life. Why do you randomly start developing a conscience, if that makes sense? But for whatever reason, you know, you can attribute to him becoming a father and actually like meeting a son, which most Saiyans don't really do. They usually just pop a child out and they send it out. Something about Bardock and Goku connecting is what gave him that humanity feel that made him more human. And when I say human, he's obviously a Saiyan, but you could have the human aspect and traits while still being a Saiyan. You know, that's obviously not a thing we're going to talk about. But in general, there's some stuff that I really, really enjoyed in this arc. But right now, I'm just like, I don't know where this is going. See, this is what's kind of annoying right now, you know. First and foremost, we saw Gas lose control, and he kind of reverted back into his form. I guess the necklaces that they have, when they take them off, it controls them, and if you take it away, it makes them go into like primitive state where they attack everybody. Apparently he did it 40 years ago. It's how he fought Bardock, and Bardock somehow won. Now the funny thing is, Bardock wasn't exactly that strong 40 years ago, and I guess you can attribute to him training over the last 40 years to get strong, which is what caused him to get a lot more powerful. But, you know, when he was losing the fight against Granola and they ripped off his little necklace to make him go into his berserk state, and he started beating the shit out of Granola, by the way, you know, something made him like gain control, and now he's even more powerful than he was before, which is like confusing to me. It's like does he become a lot more stronger now that he tapped into that, or what? Because he was already the strongest fighter in the universe at that moment. So now technically, in theory, his power gap should be massive compared to Goku and Vegeta and Granola. And we saw that because when he was in his berserk state, he took out Granola like it was nothing. But Goku and Vegeta already weak, you know. He took out Granola, he went after Goku and Vegeta, and he like knocked Vegeta out, and then Goku kind of stopped his punch, because that's what Goku does. He's the main character. No matter what, Goku's never going to get sucker punched in the show, which is funny because it has to happen in the past. But you know what I mean? Like, Goku's always going to be the one that's like, hey, stop. I'm the main protagonist. You can't do that to me. And then that's how the chapter ended. But like, he also got to the point where he took control of his power, and it's like, how much stronger is he? Do we need fusion to handle this? Like, what's gonna happen? Is his power just gonna run out? I don't know where this is going, but I don't really care. At this point, I think all I'm looking for with this arc is, I guess, the power-ups in the situation. Is Vegeta going to finally tap into his God Destruction Ultra Ego form? And that's going to allow him to, I don't know, Hakai, Gas, and then him and Granola become besties or something. Are Goku and Vegeta going to fuse? Are we going to see something crazy like Ultra Instinct fused with Ultra Ego? Gogeta. Or even Vegeta. Probably Gogeta because they would have to do the dance. I don't know. But if they're going in that direction, that's clearly just to sell merch. It's clearly to sell toys. How would that fit into the story? I'm tired of fusion always being the thing that's the ultimate trump card. That it's a get out of free jail card every single time. And I feel like with how powerful Gogeta would be, it wouldn't even make sense. It's like, it's not even fair. But it's also kind of needed. Because the thing is, Goku and Vegeta are so tired at this point. You know, Granola got his ass beat. Unless he gets a magical Zenkai boost now. They're not going to be able to team up together to take out Gas, who's like the strongest fighter in the universe, on top of him being able to just like take form of his ultra ability with the transformation and then take control of that. Like, what happens? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll say this. The transformation was pretty cool. But it gave me a lot of, I guess, the same feel that we saw in the Moro arc when there was an unnecessary transformation at the end. Because the thing about Moro that I really, really liked is I like Moro's character and I like how he transformed throughout the series until that last form. I felt that last form with Moro was completely unnecessary. You look like a combination of like Moro fused with Hit. I mean, I know some people like that. It wasn't like a thing where everybody hated it, but it wasn't necessary. And if you look back at the more arc, you could be like, yeah, I feel like you could have done without that for whatever reason. That's what this felt like. It's like he went in his berserk state, which he took control, and it's basically the same form, just with the horns popping out. And it's just an unnecessary transformation that doesn't really do anything for his looks, other than make him incredibly more stronger. So it's like, where are we going with this? What is going to happen? How does this end? Like, bro, between Granola and Gas, you guys are like way more stronger than Frieza in the first place, which is the whole point, was to like let Frieza take himself out. Unless Frieza's been magically working out in the background as well, so when Frieza shows up, he'll beat the shit out of both Granola and Gas put together. I don't know what's happening anymore. I just know every single month, for like the last like 4 months, I sat down here just yelling into my mic about what I just read. Now, I will say this, the entertainment factor is pretty cool. The fight that they had was really, really dope. And honestly, if they ever animate this and we get the series to come back in a weekly anime form, I cannot wait to see this fight. Because one thing I will say is, even though it's been so like kind of basic to me and there's nothing that really attached me to this arc that much outside the Bardock lore, I will say the fights have been pretty cool. You know, they've been really cool. They've also been kind of unique, you know, with how they have Granola fight using his shouting on it essentially. And now we had this fight between transformed Gas, and even the berserk Gas, that was really cool. Granola beating the hell out of him too was dope. Including, like, I loved how he did the clone stuff, and it's like, the whole point of the clones was to make Gas think that, like, oh, your power is actually split in half. In all reality, he was just trying to get him to drop his guard so you get close to him. That was raw. You do stuff like that in these fights, I'm here for it. Like, that was really cool. Because even, like, when I was reading it, I remember I was like, I wonder if they're going to reference the fact that when you split yourself into clones, you're literally splitting your power and how stupid it would be. And I love the fact that Granola actually took that to his advantage and literally did that just because he knew that Gas would be like, yo, this is dumb. Drop his guard, which is how he got shot. So, like, the fights, choreography was on point. Again, looking back at it, I just don't care about Gas. I don't care about Granola. Because here's the thing. When you're watching fights, like, for example, if you guys remember when Vegeta first went Ultra Ego and he started fighting Granola, we all wanted this man to win for many, many reasons. One of that being the emotional attachment that we have to Vegeta's character, because we always see this man lose. And for once, we want this man to win. We want this man to do something in his life. And unfortunately, Vegeta always gets lost. He always loses. He always loses all these fights. That's what happens. So when we saw Vegeta actually get a new form and take on the new bad guy of this arc, we were excited. But now you have two characters that we don't really have too much emotional attachment to, that you just don't care about. Even when Granola was getting his ass beat, I just did not care. I'm like, cool. He's being punched and stomped on the ground, but I don't care. There's nothing about me that makes me go, damn. I mean, I just say damn when I saw him get his ass beat, but I just was like, whatever. Whereas if I was Vegeta or Goku, I'd be like, damn, that's my boy right there. Like, Goku just got knocked out. Vegeta got slapped. Like, that sucks. You know, and then you want him to get back up and fight because, you know, that's technically main characters. But in this situation, I feel like all they're really doing is setting it up so where Granola is basically out of the fight. And now it's going to come back full circle, as it does every single time, to both Goku and Vegeta. And that's why I'm like, are they going to fuse? Like, what do they do? I mean, I guess you can probably assume that if they tap into their full powers, because they had some time to rest, even though I still feel like they need senzu beans here. If you were to tap into like Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego at the same time, maybe you could do something about that, like a 2v1. That might be dope. And matter of fact, comment section below, what would you guys rather want? Would you guys rather have a fusion fan service basically be what takes them out of this situation, in which case you can potentially get fusion Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct mix? Or would you rather them just do like a 2v1, which I also feel like would never happen because they're Saiyans, because like we just spent the entirety of the Dragon Ball series basically looking at the fact that Goku and Vegeta will never team up in a fight. It's always a 1v1, which I feel like is going to happen, and it would make sense if that happens. It's like, will Ultra Instinct be enough to take out Gas? I don't think so, because right now, technically on paper, he's the strongest warrior in the universe. And with the transformation he has, he took control of his power. Wouldn't make sense if he does anything. Same thing with Vegeta. I mean, I guess with Vegeta, the cool thing is we don't really know much about Ultra Ego yet. We saw that initial transformation, and if they do what they did in the Turn of Power, where that's like the early state of the form, and then if you was to bust out the full state of Ultra Ego, maybe that will do something. But I just feel like it still wouldn't make that much sense, because again, with how they power scale stuff in the Dragon Ball series, him being the strongest fighter in the universe on top of this transformation, which makes him even stronger, would make him massively above Goku and Vegeta put together. So the only thing I can see is if they do a 2v1 where they team up and just, you know, put the differences aside and just say, hey, I'm down for 1v1 next time. This time, to beat the shit out of Gas, not Granola. Or they do a fusion, which I would like to see fusion again. I like Gogeta. It's probably not going to be Vegeta because they don't have Potara. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's a cop-out. It's always a cop-out. On top of it, I feel like even if we see Gogeta come out, I feel like that won't be the reason why they win either. They'll probably do something stupid like he runs out of power or something, and they got to go back to fighting in a 2v1 or a 1v1. Maybe what you can see is we see Gogeta come out, they fight, they're really kind of tired, gassed out, and then they defuse because the power runs out, and then they got to do a classic 1v1. We can see that. But even that's kind of like a cop-out. So I don't know what's happening anymore. I mean, I guess kind of the good thing about this arc is the fact that there is that unpredictability factor where you don't really know what's going to happen. Like, we know what's going to happen, but we don't really know what's going to happen. And that kind of keeps me attached to the series on a monthly basis. But I'm honestly just waiting for this arc to end and we get into the next one. Because, again, they confirmed the next one's already in the works and they're going to release it very, very soon. Because the climax is coming out very, very soon. Which means we probably have at least 1 more month or maybe 2 months away before the end of this fight happens and then the arc ends. So, yeah, I don't know. Give me your best prediction, what you think is going to happen down below, and let's see where you guys stand with it. Did you guys like the chapter? Yes or no? What did you love about it? What you hate about it? And let's see where you guys stand. And again, this is important. Don't let my view, I guess, shift your view for how you view the arc. Because, again, I don't hate it. I'm just not in love with it. And the reason why is, again, is because I just can't find myself to care about Granola. I don't care about the heaters. I don't care about gas. Because at least, like, in the past arcs, I loved Goku Black. He's a dope character. I loved Moro. I thought what he did and what he stood for, his resolve, his abilities, all that stuff was cool. I just don't care about Granola. Never did. Don't care about gas. Never did. So I'm just not really attached with it yet, which is why I'm very, very neutral about this arc so far. And that's why every single month, like the last 3 months, I've been sitting down talking about like why I'm not having the most fun with this. But again, don't let that view, my view, you know, shape how you view it. If you love it, I want to hear for it and why. Let me know down below. With that said, I guess thank you guys for watching, and you guys know the deal. I'll see you guys 1 month from now with the next release, and hopefully the climax comes out very, very soon so we can finish this arc and get into the next arc. And on top of it, I just want to see what happened. So yeah. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about, so I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.